The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining early. We'll get started in just a minute or so. Please hang on. Get started in just a few seconds while people continue to join. All right, let's begin. Well, I'm Bob Hawk. I work here at Wisys in the sales group, and today we're going to have one more presentation on the Agility Intelligence offering. Let's go ahead and take a look. The Wisys Agility Intelligence package is made up of 4 different items. And our agenda today will be covering the Agility AI packaging, but we've already gone over the interpreter, the agent, and next week we'll take a look at the fusion. So during the trial period, everybody can use Agility AI. It's on your contract, and if you update today, you can get it. It's on 3.0, build 571.1. And it's using OpenAI in the cloud. And so that's where your requests get processed. So today, you'll see me do some AI processing. But I just wanted you to know that the session that you would have with OpenAI is private and secure, and it's encrypted. And we've also set it up not to save your work and not to learn from what you've done, which means it's totally private. Once we get some results, it'll either be textual or graphical. Okay, let's keep going. The Build 571 is listed here on our website. You can see this if you want to look at current product releases. That's available here. You can see we've been fairly aggressive with trying to fix things and add more new agility. There's also documentation. We have a SharePoint documentation site that you have to log into to download or look at documents online, but it's all SharePoint, and you can see that. A couple of weeks ago, we covered the interpreter, which allows you to build sales orders or drag and drop interface. Last week, we covered the Agility Agent, which allows you to interact with your Agility grids with natural language. This week, we're going to cover the Agility packaging, so we can actually look at building an efficient plan to put a shipment together. And next week, we're going to look at the scheduling board, which is a whiteboard solution, which is, again, drag and drop to look at your work orders inside of a easy to look at grid with a Gantt chart. Well, where is Agility Packaging? Agility Packaging exists inside Agility Explorer. So if you were to look at your menu system after you update, you'll have a new offering down here for Agility Intelligence. There's a few things up here. Agility Packaging is one of those. Once you click on that, it'll open up a grid here. And then you pick the particular order that you want to work on. And down here, there's a packaging button that says create the pack plan. Well, what does it do? There are cartons and pallets that are set up in Macola with dimensions and items with dimensions. And so we're going to use the weights on items and package dimensions of those items, right out of master, be able to connect your boxes and be able to build an efficient plan. So we're going to stop here for a minute, and I'm going to do a demo of a process that may or may not use, but it's the out-of-the-box solution, and we'll take a look at that now. Over here, I have my Agility Explorer already open. You can see over here is the AI assistant, and I'm going to close that for the time being. I'm going to close the analytic that I have open. And these are my favorites. If I come down here, we can look at Agility Intelligence right here. This is the item that we're going to work on. Now, before I do that, let's take a look at Macola. I'm going to go to the item master, and I'm going to pick a couple of the items that I'm going to look at. So these items, and you can see how they're set up. I have A, B, C, D, E, F. These items are set up in my system, and they happen to be bin controlled, so I've named them so I know what they look like. If I double click on this item, we're going to look at the item master, and under the logistics tab, you can see that I have filled in the weight for that item, and here are the dimensions. And I've done that for each of these items. And I don't want that. B. And you can see here B has a little bit more weight, and it has to go in a different box size. So these are the dimensions of each item. And I'm not going to go through them all, but you get the idea. Okay. So if we take a look at what we need to do today, we would normally look at order pick management. And I have a sales order in the system. These are all my sales orders, but the one I want to work on today is 1049. And I have item A, B, and item E on this order. It's still a booked order. So I'm going to go ahead and print a pick ticket. And this authorizes me to go ahead and ship this order. And you can see that item A, B, and E are bin controlled, and this is where they're located. So it's going to tell me where to go on a piece of paper to go get that. Okay. So we're going to use Agility on the mobile device, and we're going to go out and work on this order. And we're going to use something called order directed staging. So to be pack an order, I need to get the items on that order to the packing station. So I'm going to grab the order, scan it, and it's going to be working on a batch. Now, based on how the order was entered in the system, line 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., the ordering application stacks order bins. It's going to give me a natural pick through the warehouse alphanumerically and go to those items so that I can get them to the shipping department. So it's telling me on the screen to go after item A, and it tells me it should be in 100. I need 10. The order is for 12, but there's only 10 in that bin, so I'm going to get 10 there. I'm going to scan the item. I'm going to go to that bin, and I'm going to pick 10. Okay? And you can see here it didn't go to item B, it went to item E. So it's not going in item order, and it's not going in line order, it's going in bin order. So I'm in aisle A, it's telling me to go get another item out of that aisle A. So I'm going to go after item E, and it tells me that it's in A102. So I'm going to go to block A102, and I'm going to pick 12. And I'm going to continue on here, go back to item A, and you can see I'm in aisle B now, and go to bin B, and get 2 more. And item B is now located, and it says go to bin B100. I'm going to go there, B100, and I'm going to get 10. And finally, I need to go to aisle J100 and get the item and 2 more. All right, so you can see here that I've actually physically moved all those items to the staging area. We're done here for now. And I think it's important to just look over here under some setups. And we have package types. So in my system, I have 2 different cartons. That's all I need in my business. I need carton A, carton 1 here. You can see the dimensions in carton 2, different dimensions. So no matter how many cartons you have and you like to set up, these are the ones we're going to focus on to be able to pack shipments. All right, now that we've actually moved that stuff, let's go back to the AI, and we're going to take a look at what we've got. So if you've used grids before, there's something called group by panel, and this is grouped by customer and then by order number. I'm going to reverse that and say oldest, newest order on top, which makes it easy to see this order 1049. So what's going to happen here is we're going to open up a session with OpenAI, and all I have to do is this button. And it's going to come in here. It's looking at the packages that are here, and these are the items on the order. And we have additional buttons that are going to do some processing down below. So it takes a minute or two to create the pack plan. I'm going to push that button. Now, while it's working, we're going to come back over here, and we're going to go back over to point. And I'm going to show you kind of like what's really going to end up with. When we build a shipment, we're going to end up having to ship it out. So this is the pick and pack. Maybe some of you have it, maybe some of you don't. It's an application that comes with a named user, or you can buy it as part of a modular solution. But if you look close here, we have carton 1, carton 2, carton 3. These are items in those cartons. And basically what we have here are the order number, and then it builds a package number. If you look here, there's a small number. You can see 684, 685, 686. So these are packages that the solution would normally pack up. Now, if you don't use the AI packaging, it's basically up to the operator to build a pack plan. Now, that may or may not be hard, but maybe you want to pick in the aisle. Maybe you want to go out and put items in boxes as you go. If you have a pack plan, it'll tell you what item goes in what box. And you may have seen that, something like that at the grocery store. You have someone with a cart with 6 or 9 bins on a cart, and they know what needs to go in each bin on the cart. And that's really what we've done here. We've got a pack plan that tells us what to put in each box. A pack plan is going to be in a box, and you get a visual view here. And you also know what are go in this particular box. If there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 10 boxes, you'll have a list right here, and it shows you which ones you're going to work on. So this is your pack plan for this particular box, and you'd fill it up with packaging material otherwise. When we're done, we'll actually create cartons, and these are cartons that the pack plan would want. And then that particular part is what the pack station person would go put in each box. Now, these packages that have been created, if you look, packages 702 and 701, if you click on any one of these records, it would show you what's in the box. But today, we're not at that point where we're going to actually pack today, but this is the pack plan, and once I pack things up, you would see the items in the box. Let's come back to the pack plan and see where we are over here. And the AI packing has now produced that for us. And I need to come in here. Here, reduce my behavior. Need a little more. All right. So down here at the bottom, there's create a pack plan. So you can see it's gone out here and done things based on these items, and it knows what's going on. I can visualize that. And it shows me here that I have 2 boxes, box 1 and box 2. It shows me what goes in each box, just like the PowerPoint I showed you a minute ago. And there's create a pack plan, which is what we just did. We did the visualize. Now let's create packages. So it's gone ahead and created these 2 packages, 701 and 702. Let's take a look at that, and we'll look at items by packages by item. And if we look here at package numbers, we can actually see here, these are the packages, and these are the items. Here's item A. Item A is supposed to go in box 702. item B, 702, and E. And so that's really the gist of the story, is to be able to go out and create a pack plan and then service that pack plan and then finish out the picking and the packing. So to save a little time, we'll go back over here to the PowerPoint, and Aaron and I will have a little bit of the discussion now if anybody has some questions about how things work. There is an option to put in questions over on the far right, and Aaron and I can talk to you about any questions that you have about this, or we can finalize what we've done today and call it a day. Aaron, are there any questions?
A couple questions here. I think there's one for sure that I got. Typically, who are you seeing this product made for? Is this for somebody that I guess they're trying to understand the intention of being it for small package shipping, I believe. So any thought behind the, could this be used with pallets, or is this people in the, UPS, FedEx, USPS world?
Yeah, thanks for that question. Today we're working with UPS and FedEx, but there's no reason that we can't pack out pallets on a truck or a container. Anything that really is dimensional that we can look at in Macola. So I believe the first cut of this product is using small package shipping. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was a good question. I think trying to explore all the possibilities where this would benefit. One of the things that was on there was the hazardous materials as well as fragile materials. So I think there's going to be some plans for optimizing whether it's a fragile item or it's a hazardous material, keeping those things together or placing them in their own package, right?
Mm-hmm.
So another question is, can we automate some of this to go straight to picking, then printing labels for shipping?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think the answer, if you turn this into an auto question with the physical Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Aaron, can you hear me?
Yeah, we couldn't hear it too well. I don't.
Is it open? The audio
Hello.
okay now? Hello?
You're breaking up quite a bit, Bob. I can hear you, but you're breaking up. Go ahead, continue that answer right now. I think we can hear you again.
All right, I'll give it a try. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear us, Bob? Yes, sir.
All right, I believe the answer is we can auto pack. That would probably be more on the custom side to work with a consultant to auto pack. My theory, though, is you always want to be able to connect the physical process to make sure that Bob out in the packing department is following the pack plan. And by using a scan gun and a pack plan, you would then be able to go directly to packing that order and put the physical items in each box. I think that's a physical process to do that. However, if you have the confidence that you have, you need to put 48 items in a carton and you want to just create the carton and throw the items in there automatically, you certainly could do that as long as you feel like that physical process is going to work out for you.
That's absolutely true, Bob. Thank you for that. No, it's a struggle when you have internet issues, but you got it out there. So great.
All right.
There is another good question here, and this is some of the feedback that I've received from customers. Bob, does the AI packaging solution include packing material recommendations such as foam, air bubbles, newspaper, whatever it is?
That's a good question, Adam. I
Yeah.
appreciate you asking that. I don't have an answer for that, but that would probably be your choice at this point.
Yeah, there has been questions, and you know, obviously ERPs, and that's been a question. So yeah, it's a great one, and we've definitely taken that back to the team for development to see if there's an answer to that. But as today, there's definitely not an answer for that. Great one.
These AI solutions that we are delivering right now, this is our first cut, and feedback is really important. If you are someone that really thinks there's any one of these AI solutions can work for you, we'd love your feedback. And if you want to get involved, we can help you during that trial period. And if you need an extension for that and you're working on it, that'd be great. We can get that done for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Another question, Bob, real quick, if you have time. Is there any particular industry or type of customer that this is optimized for or work best with? I mean, I think I know the answer to that, but I'll dish it out to you here. Is there any, you know, what industries do you see this benefiting the most?
I've had other customers in the pharma industry where you have items and lot numbers, and they want to know really what goes in each box. So I think that's one area that I've heard from customers, specifically 2 of them, that like the idea of what the back plan would be. You got 2, Aaron?
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah, absolutely. One of the other ones that I heard about are those that, you know, they are distributors, maybe a manufacturer, optimizing their pack plans for savings on shipping, right? So they want to maximize products in the boxes, ship smaller boxes, right size, so they're not paying the large contracted rate or a non rate from UPS. I know Amazon has standardized boxes and cartons like that you you pay accordingly to size. I think one of the way to save some money and to add some value to optimize your boxes, right? So having standardized boxes as well as, you know, being able to reduce your shipping costs, even if it's a, you know, dollars on every package, that adds up over time.
Pennies matter, doesn't it? Especially in the warehouse.
It does.
Okay, it looks
especially
like
if, you know, you have tight margins and
yeah, looks like that's the end of our questions. Anybody else have one last one before we go? Looks like that's a wrap for today, and we'll talk to you down the road.